You may think narcissists hurt you only when they are angry, triggered, or feeling attacked. But what if I told you they are the most destructive when they are bored? Narcissists are the most dangerous when they have nothing to do. Boredom is the one state they cannot tolerate, like I've said before, the one emotion that exposes how hollow they are inside. And that is when they take drastic steps just for a few minutes of pleasure that end up destroying your life. For example, it is in boredom that they sleep with anyone and bring home STDs. It's boredom that makes them start fights out of nowhere, even late at night, just to get a temporary high. It is boredom that makes them gossip and say the most sinister things about people. And what if I told you this is just the tip of the iceberg? When a narcissist has nothing to do, they start treating your life like a playground, your body, health, money, reputation, and future. A narcissist does not need a reason to destroy you. They need one moment of boredom and they become extremely impulsive. Without a single thought about their family or their children, they do sinister, evil things that impact everyone around them except them. They only need a moment where nothing is happening and suddenly everything is happening because they went looking for excitement in the ruin of your stability. Their boredom is the birthplace of the kind of damage that follows you for years, sometimes decades. Let's talk about this more. I'm Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Today I'm going to talk about 5 sadistic, shameful things only bored narcissists do. Before I get started with number 1, if you were not able to join Thrive After Narcissistic Abuse membership community, which is filled with hundreds of members, you are invited to join, but it's still closed. You can sign up for the waiting list and will get a notification very soon. Link is in the comments or the description. So the first thing they do is they bring home STDs, sexually transmitted diseases, because they can't sit in boredom for a few hours. Just for the sake of not getting bored and for a temporary high that lasts mere minutes, narcissists sleep with multiple people and bring home rot. It is the moment a narcissist decides that your body is an acceptable casualty in their hunt for excitement. When a narcissist is bored, their infidelity becomes reckless because the idea of danger gives them a thrill. They start engaging in high risk sex with strangers, exes, or random hookups without protection, fully aware that whatever they pick up out there is something you will have to pay for. And here is the part people hate admitting even to themselves. For some malignant narcissists, the possibility of bringing an STD home is not an accident. It is part of the sadistic fantasy. Infecting you becomes a form of domination, a way to lower your self esteem, a biological leash that keeps you tied to them through shame. And then comes the most evil part, the sadism. The narcissist who comes home after cheating and sleeps with you without a second thought already knows what they may have exposed you to. They know the fear you will feel if your health changes. They know the shame you will carry if something goes wrong. They know the panic, the confusion, the self blame you will spiral into. And that awareness gives them a kind of psychological high nothing else can. Because if you get sick, they get to rewrite the story. This is the cruelty people don't talk about, the thrill they get from knowing your well being is now in their hands. Your body becomes evidence of their boredom. Your fear becomes their excitement. Health becomes collateral damage in their desperate need for stimulation. Number 2, financial destruction to get temporary high. When narcissists get bored, they spend the money, the rent money, the loan money, anything on something frivolous or max out a credit card in your name. Without even a single pause, they burn your hard earned money for a few minutes of satisfaction. And in that moment, they do not think about anyone. Nobody, not you, not children, not even the roof over their family's head. All they care about is the temporary high. For a narcissist, boredom is more than an emotion, it is a trigger for destruction. When they feel empty, restless, or unseen, they reach for the fastest hit of stimulation they can find. And unfortunately, the easiest thing to destroy is your financial stability. They will wipe out savings you took years to build in one afternoon, I'm telling you. They will drain emergency funds meant for your family without blinking for a second. They will sign loans, open credit cards, and create debts in your name. Why? Because the thrill of doing something forbidden feels more satisfying to them than the safety of protecting their own household. They do not care about consequences because consequences fall on you. They know you will be the one making phone calls, dealing with banks, calculating how to survive the month. They know you will be the one begging landlords for extensions, cutting groceries, sacrificing basic needs just to patch the hole they ripped open in your life. They destroy your financial future with the same casual attitude someone uses to buy a cup of coffee. It becomes your lifelong burden. What took them 10 seconds to swipe, click, or sign will take you 10 years to recover from. The debts they create follow you long after they have moved on. The ruined credit score affects your opportunities, not theirs. The financial trauma settles in your nervous system, not theirs. Number three, the bait and record trap. There is a special kind of cruelty narcissists use when boredom and sadism mix, and it belongs to the digital age. When they feel empty or restless, they don't reflect or calm down like you do. They provoke, they poke, prod, insult, and emotionally attack you for hours, sometimes in small ways, sometimes in vicious and soul tearing ways. They say things designed to break your dignity, things meant to hit the part of you that still feels human. They push you until your chest is tight, your hands are shaking, and you're no longer responding from logic. You are responding from pain. And the second you finally snap, the second your survival instinct kicks in and you raise your voice or cry or defend yourself, God forbid, they pull out their phone like that. Suddenly the monster becomes a martyr. Their voice changes into a soft, trembling whisper. Why are you acting like this? They'll say. Oh, you're scaring me. This is their favorite yet modern weapon. Because the moment they hit that record button, they become the victim and you become the screaming abuser. They capture your reaction and erase their torment. They edit reality. They threaten to send it to your friends, family, your children, and your workplace. They threaten to expose you, knowing damn well that what the camera didn't see is the hours of psychological torture that led to that moment. This is not serious, it's sport. It is entertainment. It is the thrill of cornering you so tightly that your own pain becomes their weapon. They enjoy watching you panic about what they may do with that recording. They enjoy watching you beg them not to send it. They enjoy watching you shrink under the humiliation of being framed as the problem, the crazy one, the unstable one. And the more distressed you look, the stronger they feel. Number four, they get you pregnant to get out of temporary boredom. When narcissists get bored and feel they have nothing to do, they get you pregnant. And the crazy part is their contribution ends with the moment the test turns positive. After that, they vanish emotionally, mentally, and practically. You are the one taking care of everything, aren't you? I'm talking about your appointments, the fear and the changes in your body, the financial strain and the sleepless nights, the responsibility of a life that's living in you, the casualty created out of boredom. This is not about wanting a child. No, narcissists don't think in terms of nurturing or parenting or futures. This is about locking you into a lifelong contract you never agreed to. A child with them becomes an 18-year leash that guarantees the narc that you won't be able to escape them. It becomes a biological doorway they can walk through whenever they want. It becomes proof to them that no matter how strong you become later, a part of your life will always be tied to their name. For them, that is victory, that is control, and that is immortality. What makes this even darker is the emotional vacuum they create around your pregnancy. They're not there, are they? They leave you alone in the very moment a normal partner would step closer. You are terrified. Your body is changing continuously. Life is shifting, and they treat it like what? Like an inconvenience. They distance themselves right when you need them the most, when their support is needed. They don't show up for ultrasounds. They don't care about your health. They don't ask about how you feel. No, they act like the pregnancy is happening to them, not to you. That's the crazy part. Number five, the medical neglect game. There is a specific kind of cruelty narcissists reveal only when your body is failing and you have no strength left to hide behind. And their neglect is triggered by boredom. When you are sick, injured, recovering from surgery, or too weak to function, a normal partner steps forward. But a bored narcissist steps back. They retreat into a chilling indifference that feels almost inhuman. You ask for water and they forget for 3 hours. You ask for help standing up, and what do? They suddenly become irritated, inconvenienced, and exhausted. You tell them you need to go to the ER, and instead of panic or urgency, you get a sigh, a complaint, or a sarcastic remark about how you always make everything dramatic. And that's when you understand something no one should ever have to learn. Your pain does not move the narcissist. In fact, when they're bored, it energizes them. It gives them something to watch, like a football match, something to control, something to feel superior about. They withhold pain medication, I've seen it, when you're already shaking. They make noise when you are nursing a migraine. They disappear into another room when you're too weak to walk. They watch you struggle to sit up, to breathe, to function, and instead of compassion, they feel disgust or power. Your vulnerability breaks their boredom, and your suffering becomes the stimulation they were craving. Can you imagine that? Because this is the moment the narcissist discovers a type of dominance they cannot get anywhere else. When you're healthy, they have to work harder to control you. When you're strong, they have to manipulate, provoke, gaslight to feel superior. But when your body is weak, when you're trembling, feverish, dizzy, or barely conscious, they don't need to lift a finger. Your pain does the work for them. Your helplessness becomes the proof that they have the complete power. They see you struggling and feel nothing except a twisted satisfaction that now you cannot survive without their help, and they are choosing not to give it. Again, I prove to you today how evil they are. Maybe not them, but for sure their actions make them evil, and you gotta leave because there is no inner child, no hurt narcissist to save. All you gotta focus on is your recovery, which is exactly what we do in my membership program. If you have not joined it yet, sign up for the waiting list. Link is in the comments, and you will get a notification very soon. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.